Hi and welcome to the Quaran-times. This is Humaira and I am going to give you my experience in coronavirus. So this is my book and I throw in my ideas, my designs, my art, whatever it is I'm thinking and doing at that point of time. This is kind of like the first page of this book where I talk about coronavirus on March 11th. That's almost 2 months back when coronavirus was not that big of a deal in the US. We were told at that point of time that you don't need to wear any masks and old people are getting the most sick right now. Times are different now. You do need to wear masks and gloves wherever you go. Here's the second page of my book, fried chicken burger. I've been missing that a lot, especially because Portland does not have enough halal food. That's something I'm missing for sure. But recently my cousins kind of made that burger at home, so I don't think I miss it anymore. Okay, if you know me, I'm Indian and I love chai. Chai is something that is very cultural and we have it with milk. And one thing I love about chai is that I don't like drinking it, but I enjoy putting some biscuits inside it and eating the soggy biscuit. It's really tasty. You guys need to try it. Let's move on to another page now. This is a page which talks about my hand issues, wrist problem. I mean, obviously we all have that because of how much we're currently using our mouse and our laptop, so that makes sense. Oh, this page is important. I recently broke my glasses, yes, during the pandemic. And it's sad because these were glasses I got from Thailand. These amazing crayons that I've been reusing right now. Yeah, they really are very therapeutic. I've been here from March till May. I am currently living with my amazing relatives. And it's really nice. And this is Hiba's diner. Hiba's my cousin and she kind of really enjoys cooking and experimenting. So, ooh, this one's about shawarma. This takes me back home because I really love shawarmas. Okay, a little bit about me. I'm competitive and right now we're going through a table tennis, ping pong as you guys call it, tournament, and I'm kind of losing, but I'm also winning, so let's just keep it at that. You guys don't need to know more. Here you'll see a lot of the different names I've been calling it because I keep confusing it with How I Met Your Mother and How to Get Away with Murder. So now here we have names like How Mother Met My Murder, How to Meet My Mother, How to Get Away with How I Met Your Mother After Murder. And there are many more funny ones that we just kind of came up with because I keep confusing the two shows together. Oh, and one of my cousins really knows her skincare, so she's kind of helping me out with that. Ooh, this one is what I'm missing a lot. Make Thing Code was really fun and really nice, and I miss that a lot because I used to spend a lot of time in there doing stuff, talking to Megan. Am I listening to too many TED Talks? Is a question I keep asking myself a lot. I always end up just watching one after the other. Okay, so this is an iftar food. I don't know if you know this, but it's currently Ramadan and we Muslims celebrate Ramadan as a month to get closer to Allah by fasting and by praying a lot and all this kind of things. So one of my cousins makes a really good dahi vade, which is a yogurt and kind of like a duck. This one's intense because when I was making this drawing I was thinking about isolation and how people who get coronavirus are supposed to be isolated for like 2 weeks. I made this drawing when the school sent out an email that it's been cancelled, and I was just like, oh my god. And I went back home and I drew this on 13/3/2020. That's 13th March. Just going to scroll past this. It's just a Zoom call. Oh, I wrote down online classes are boring. And that is true because I really miss being in a college setting and being able to work with people around me instead of working with people via a screen. Here's the flight that I took from Portland to California on 13th March 2020. It was a very empty flight. There were like 5 people or 10 people on it, and none of us were wearing masks because it wasn't important at that time. Ooh, my cousin gave me socks, but they're not the same color or the same socks, so I drew them. Yeah, I don't know if you know this, but there's a current trend going on where people make iced coffee. It's called Dalgona coffee, and it's a TikTok trend. Well, we have that all the time because it's so good. Like, I really like it. It's cold and it really has that iced coffee taste. Here I made keema samosas. Keema is beef and samosas are those triangle things that you can see Indians eating a lot. We made it from scratch, so I kind of put the steps of how to make it in case I wanted to make it again and I forgot the steps, because that is something that I would totally do. I made this page after like 2 months into Zoom classes, and I was just so frustrated with how annoying Zoom classes are, because half the time you're just like, oh, can you hear me? And on average, I've heard the sentences, can you hear me? You are on mute, so many times. So I thought this would be interesting to see like 2 years later, and I'm just like, oh, these are the important things that were said during a Zoom call. And I created this method to remember what I did on different days during this pandemic. So as you can see, I have different days and different dates, and I just kind of write down 1 or 2 things that I did on that day, so I can differentiate between all the days. Right now everything feels like it's the same day because we don't do too many different things every day, or we don't remember them. On the right we have food that was made during the pandemic. Oh, and I made this page while I was in a class. I think it took me like 10 minutes, but we were on a break, and I just thought I should just draw the setting that I am in right now because I would want to remember it. And I kind of annotated everything that was around me. I think I'll remember this drawing for a long time. If you haven't had mango lassi, then you need to have mango lassi because mango lassi is amazing. Oh, and this drawing doesn't make sense because you can't get out of the house anymore. A lot of scribbles in my book. This page talks about what I do every day and how it's different from different days, because I feel like the most important thing right now is to know like what I did every day and how it was different from each day, because I'm finding it really difficult to differentiate, and I'm putting a lot of effort into that. And now we're getting close to the end of the book with a lot of scribbles going on. Last page just has a lot of the things that I had to do during college on April 4th, which was when college was still on. So that's it. That's my book that I made in the past 2 months. I would really want to look back at this book in maybe a year and see what I was doing during the pandemic. I think even like in 10 or 20 years from now, when coronavirus will be history, hopefully, it'll be nice to look at this book and see what was happening around the world and what's happening now. And I'm starting a new book now, so I'm hoping that I have at least 3 books that are just talking about my experience during the COVID-19. Also, I hope you're doing safe. I hope you're at home. I hope you're wearing gloves and a mask, and I hope you're not going out too much. And thank you for listening to me yap for the past couple of minutes.